Welcome back to another season. That's right, season two of Two Beards in a Pod. It's the show that no one ever wanted in a time that no one ever expected. And yeah, I guess I brought Dan back too.
Hiya! Today, 2020 in review.
Let's hit it. Welcome back. We didn't actually think we were going to take such a long break, but the coronavirus kind of screwed a lot of that up. You know,
Yeah, just like everything else.
Dan's no longer single, so that kind of also screws a lot up. He's actually busy.
That's old news now, though.
Yeah, I know, but it's still part of the thing that's going on.
Okay.
Anyway,
Dickhead.
I'm sure that Dan's happy that his gyms are back open again.
Oh, you have no idea.
Why don't you tell everyone the story about the competition you were in last week?
Well, for those of you who don't know, all 5 of you, I guess, I do a thing called Strongman, and I had a competition this past weekend out in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And my girlfriend went with me to support me, and we stayed at a hotel where we were gonna for the weekend. And she booked a Quality Inn,
And it wasn't very quality, is what he's
which,
getting
you
at.
know, we weren't going for super extravagant, but didn't want to go super cheap. And we get there, and she is not extremely happy with the outside of the building. Neither really was I. We get to the lobby, and it's a small place. It's clean, but it's not like wow. And the person at the front desk at reception doing all that stuff is what really made my girlfriend not want to be there anymore.
She got her gonna be fine.
The gentleman was not wearing a mask. He could not keep his tongue in his mouth. He kept going like this. And I was like, this guy's not cute. And I could see it on her face. She's like, oh my fucking God. And we get our keys and we walk into the hallway. And this really made me not want to stay there. It was dimly lit. It was all gray. It wasn't bright. Wasn't, well decorated or lit or anything.
And the previous tenants were still in the room.
You want to see a rapist stuff?
This wasn't a nice, really looking place. And we get into the elevator because we're on the second floor, and the elevator made me go, "We're getting the fuck out of here." It was not a nice elevator. The certificate. It was a piece of paper that was folded in half that said certificate is viewable in the vending machine hallway. There was nothing there, and I was just like, we're only here to sleep. We're gonna be out all day Saturday and Sunday. We're leaving Sunday, so the only thing we're gonna do here is sleep. We're not really gonna hang out. And we get to our room, we open the door, and
It was just what he's trying to get at. It was overall bad experience.
it was not. We're not going to be there for an extensive period of time ever. And we get to the room, and it's not a bad room. It's small, and my girlfriend like, I'm not staying here anymore. I'm not staying here. And so she immediately started looking for hotels elsewhere. And we found a Holiday Inn. And she's like, "Can you talk to the guy? I don't want to talk to the guy." And I said, "Sure." So
Dan went up, he tried to compete with him in a lip-licking competition.
"Hey, you."
That's what he said the guy was doing. He said he walked up to him.
The guy was literally like, I feel bad for making fun of him, but the dude looked like he might have had something. Like,
He was touched.
might have been.
Oh, he was touched, right? Someone under the desk, probably.
But I mean, no disrespect. That's kind of the vibe I got. And
He was
Well,
vibing for
long story short here, you ended up going to a Holiday Inn
we
instead.
checked out. We went to a Holiday Inn, which was far better in every single way possible. Shower was awesome.
Basic synopsis, how'd the competition go?
The competition did not go that well for me because I wasn't able to train for the competition for 5 months. My gym got shut down in March, and just really couldn't train for the events. And it had 2 different overhead press events, a deadlift event, a moving event, and a pick and load event, which is pretty much how all strongman competitions go. And I get there, and I'm the only person there from Jersey. Everybody else is from like Ohio, Pennsylvania. There was somebody from Virginia there.
Ohio, they
So,
famously just love cows.
But I can't get the results yet because they're not on the Strongman Federation site.
Basically, it's like a COVID test. It takes him at least a week to get his results back.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So I don't know how I did. Hope I didn't do terrible. But long story short, the first hotel was shitty. Second hotel was way better. The competition didn't go my way, but I'm actually competing again next weekend.
Cool.
So hopefully I can redeem myself at.
And also on an unrelated note, while Dan was out in Lancaster, he also found out that he was the first ever and the strongest ever to totally deadlift an Amish man
Yes.
out on his cart. And
That
the cart and the Amish man still haven't recovered from the incident.
They told me there was a sixth event, but nobody else was there, so I think there might have been something going on. But I won that event.
He went out for the national beard growing competition with the Amish. He lost.
Motherfucker.
He tried the carpet weaving with them, and it didn't go his way that whole weekend. So the long and short of it was that Dan didn't have such a great weekend.
Although
last
we
weekend.
did go to a place called the Shady Maple in Lancaster, which is this giant ass buffet. That was fun.
Okay.
Because it was food.
So your weekend was a disaster.
It wasn't a disaster.
Competition wise, what you had to deal with kind of was a little bit of a
It was about, I'd say it was even, pro and con.
Okay. Well,
Dickhead.
not very far away from how this year has been so far.
No,
2020 has been an absolute...
2020 didn't go our way. The competition didn't go my way. There's parallels.
2020 has been a dumpster fire and a shit tornado. I think we could all agree to that.
Covered in vomit.
Covered in vomit.
Gotta add that.
And it smells kind of like it too.
Yeah.
Let's just we really just wanted to go over what exactly has really happened so far this year. So we started off in January, almost in the midst of World War III,
Yep.
and Australia was on fire.
Yeah.
Or was that February? I don't remember.
It was in the beginning of the year. Was it before or after? I think it was. After.
It was pre-COVID.
I know, but I think it was it before or after Kobe died.
I think Kobe was February. I'm pretty sure Kobe died in
Kobe was
early
February, but was the fire after that or before that?
I think that was pre-Kobe death.
So starting out, just
Out of the box was
overseas disaster.
February, awful. Kobe Bryant died. And, for the most part, he was a nice enough guy, I guess. And I don't know what
everything I heard about him. He was a stand-up guy, hard worker, great person, family guy.
And then, of course, how could we forget about the wonderful events of March that led us into this wonderful bat disease that we call COVID? I mean, people have literally just started going back to business now that have their own businesses and jobs. They've literally just started going back, and that was almost 6 months ago.
Yeah.
That's been carrying on and going up in intensity, coming down in intensity. I mean, we live in New Jersey. Our governor's an idiot, so he just kind of makes up his rules as he goes. Yeah. Oh, you can open. Oh, you can't open. Oh, you got to close again, He lets him go as long as his teeth
open now. No, can't go anymore. No.
I don't think anything was more horrific than in July when he said we can go back to indoor dining. All those people bought all their stuff, and then he said, "Oh no, now we can't do it."
Yeah.
And all those people lost it, and then he still wouldn't let them open.
What the fuck?
Then we have pretty much after that. April was Killer Hornet season.
Yeah.
We had our Killer Hornets. That kind of came and went. Nobody really talked about Killer Hornets after that.
They were kind of just a blip on the radar, really.
The freaking COVID came back again. COVID was strong, and everyone was talking about COVID, and no one who's not wearing a mask, who is wearing a mask, blah blah blah.
Anti-maskers, pro-maskers, people.
So that brings us right up to what, June?
People who don't wear them at all, people who wear them in their car.
Then July was kind of like the hybrid month of the election between Joe Biden being a stuttering moron, Trump being Trump. There's really no other better way to describe that. It was Trump being Trump, Biden being Biden, and the country's screwed again in 2020 either way. So that's July. August was hurricane season. We had a double hurricane hit Louisiana. Well, it hit Louisiana one.
Hurricane season's still kind of going on, really.
And there's still another one on its way too. I think that's
from Tennessee.
I mean, it's just like, what happened? Like, who's playing Jumanji right now? Like, we got to put the game board away. This is just getting bad.
Say goodbye on the Ouija board. Say goodbye.
Shut the communication down. I mean, it's just like, how do you recover from a year like this, really? I mean, these businesses have been closed.
I mean, I have, there's a group of people that are all about the public health, Like, we need to make sure that people are okay, that people stop dying from the virus, that, like, it's just about public health. And then there's people who are, like, who are of the opinion that businesses need to open because small businesses can't survive the length of time that they were closed. My gym almost went under. Luckily, it didn't. Like, my dad's business hurt. Like, I got let go in April because of the virus. But, like, I think, like, the two of us are just kind of like, well, public health is important, but at the same time, businesses need to be able to stay afloat because
people's mental health is being affected by this.
If people not being able to go out and do anything, it affects them.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty much what the biggest problem of the whole thing was, really. I mean, people, even if you want to talk about their physical well-being, I mean, there are people that have been shelved, and literally relied on work not only to bring their living.
My grandparents are in the senior citizen bracket. They haven't left their house since March.
Right.
They don't go anywhere because they're both the health. I will go and say it. The healthiest people I know. They just take super good care of themselves. But my grandmother is approaching 80, and my grandfather is approaching his mid-80s. So they just don't go anywhere because they're worried about getting it. I can't blame them.
I mean, at this point, it's not even a thing of is it really the deadly disease they wanted it to seem like or anything? It's just like, is it really as detrimental now? I feel like it's been more controlled.
I don't really know what to think because, like, how do I? There isn't enough actual. Is it right to say there's no enough actual evidence, like physical, seeable evidence that the virus is?
The problem becomes is that
deadly.
Really, to your point, the problem becomes is that some people get, sick to the point where they die. Some people have no symptoms at all, but they somehow test positive.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
who really knows anymore?
On my end, I haven't gotten tested yet, but I haven't felt any different health-wise since the virus started. Like I've been I just said I went to Pennsylvania. I'm fine. Like it's hard. It's kind of hard to see the full scope of how bad it is if you don't see any of the circumstances because of the virus yourself.
Right.
Like, everybody I know is fine. Not to say that.
I'm not wood, thank God. But the problem just becomes, there's no determinant really, because some people are, dying, like I said before, and some people are like, oh, I get a little headache and, I'm good in 2 weeks.
I've seen some sources that, I've not seen the sources, but I've seen, like, people talking about them. The CDC just, like, chopped the cases of the death cases of COVID-19. Like, it did not dropped them because people were like people who had like underlying conditions before that.
Right, we're just being counted as COVID deaths because COVID complicated the conditions.
Like what sucks is that the states get funding for however many cases they have.
Right.
So there's literally nothing stopping anybody from saying, yeah, we have this many cases.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, as long as they have underlying conditions that follow the disease, I mean, the thing really, I think the most detrimental thing about this whole condition is nobody really knows exactly. I mean, they have case numbers and everything, but the problem becomes with the whole damn thing.
The problem is now the validity of everything.
Because now if people get a cough, a fever, a headache, they just tell you, just stay home. Take 2 weeks off until whatever comes.
I'm still of the opinion that we should have that 2 weeks to a month of shutdown, of nothing, of everybody isolate themselves, and just like that, like get rid of it that way, or get rid of some of it, because now people have gotten it because they got quarantined, but other people in their house didn't. So now So like some examples, there were some examples of it from people getting it because they didn't leave their house and other people did.
Right.
That was a very long about way of saying what I just had to say.
So in your 2020 bingo, what are your predictions for September, October, November, and December?
Oh God.
December's aliens. There are aliens coming.
That's
in
when
December.
they all come down to take us back to our creator.
In November, there's going to be a killer turkey. It's going to come and try to kill us all for eating its brethren.
I'm gonna go with Murder Hornet Tornado.
Murder Hornet Tornado. So Sharknado the movie is going to come true.
No, not Sharknado. I just said Murder Hornet.
I know, but
Tornado.
then I'm saying Sharknado the movie is
I
coming
know,
true.
but you know.
That's October.
Murder Hornet Tornado.
All right. Well,
And that would suck for me because I hate hornets, bees, wasps, all of it. Yellow jackets, fuck all that.
so anyway, let's round up the beginning of season 2. I think that was a decent way to come back to the show. Welcome back to Two Beards in a Pod. As always, my name is Nick,
And I'm Dan.
and here's to another hopeful, healthy, and hopefully non-COVID ridden season.
Have a good day.